Have you ever wondered why some people just disappear from social media? No drama, no goodbye post, no explanation. They just vanish. And what's strange is, when you see them again in real life, something about them feels different. They seem calmer, sharper, less noisy, but somehow more real. Maybe you've noticed that. Maybe a part of you has even thought about doing the same. Deleting everything, starting fresh, stepping away from all the noise. But then you hesitate, because it feels like you'd be running away. Here's the truth most people get wrong. Psychology suggests that people who delete social media aren't escaping the world, they're waking up from it. Let's talk about what's really happening inside their minds, because it's not random, and it's not weakness, it's a shift. At some point, their sense of self-worth outgrows external validation. You know that subtle habit, you post something, then check it, maybe once, then again later, just to see if the numbers changed. You don't talk about it, but you feel it. The small hit of satisfaction when people react, the quiet disappointment when they don't. That's not you being insecure, that's your brain doing exactly what it's designed to do. But over time, something changes. The same likes, the same views, the same attention start to feel empty. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. Your brain gets used to rewards until they lose their impact. For people who delete social media, it's not boredom, it's maturity. Their worth stops being negotiable. They no longer need a screen to confirm that they matter. And once that shift happens, everything else starts to follow. Their attention becomes too valuable to waste. You've probably felt this too, even if you didn't have words for it. That strange kind of exhaustion after scrolling for too long. Not physical tiredness, but mental fatigue. Like your brain has been busy, but nothing meaningful actually happened. That's because your mind has limited cognitive bandwidth. Every scroll, every video, every notification, it all takes a piece of it. And when your attention is constantly fragmented, something has to give. Your focus, your creativity, your sense of calm. People who step away from social media begin to notice this more clearly. They realize their attention isn't something to spend carelessly. It's something to invest. So they shift from constant input to intentional focus, from reacting to creating, from noise to clarity. And then there's something deeper most people don't see. They start recognizing the system itself. Social media doesn't just entertain you, it conditions you. The endless scroll, the unpredictable rewards, the occasional viral hit. It works the same way as a slot machine. You never know what you're going to get next, and that uncertainty is exactly what keeps you hooked. This is called variable reward reinforcement. Dopamine doesn't come consistently, it comes randomly, and randomness is what makes habits addictive. People who delete social media aren't necessarily angry at it, they just become aware of it. They see the pattern, and once you see it, it's hard to unsee. Deleting the apps isn't rebellion, it's deprogramming. Another thing that begins to change is how they relate to privacy. We live in a world where everything feels like it needs to be shared to be real. What you eat, where you go, who you're with, as if an experience only counts when it's seen. But at some point, some people step back and question that. They start to feel that not everything deserves an audience. Not every moment needs validation. This is where something called digital minimalism begins to take shape. They keep what matters, they remove what doesn't. And in that process, they rediscover something rare, peace. Because in a world that rewards constant exposure, choosing privacy becomes a form of power. There's also a creative shift that happens. It might sound ironic, but many people become more creative after leaving social media. Because creativity doesn't thrive in constant stimulation. It needs space, silence, moments where your mind isn't reacting to something, but generating something. Psychology refers to this as the incubation effect. Your best ideas often surface when you step away, not when you're consuming endlessly. So instead of absorbing the world all day, they begin shaping their own. And maybe the most important shift of all is emotional. They learn detachment, not the cold, disconnected kind, but the calm kind. The kind where you can walk away without resentment, without needing to prove a point, without announcing it. They don't hate social media, they just don't need it anymore. And that's a very different place to be, because real emotional strength isn't loud, it's quiet, it doesn't demand attention, it doesn't need to be seen, it just is. Now, if you're listening to this, there's a good chance some of this feels familiar. Maybe you've felt that quiet exhaustion, maybe you've questioned what you're consuming, maybe you've thought about leaving, even if just for a moment, or maybe you already tried and found yourself coming back. That's normal, because part of you is still attached. and another part of you is starting to outgrow it. That tension you feel, that's not confusion, that's awareness. And here's something most people won't tell you. The urge to step away isn't weakness, it's a signal, a subtle one, but an important one. It means your mind is starting to prioritize clarity over noise, depth over distraction. There's a concept in psychology known as the orchid and the dandelion. Some people can thrive in almost any environment like dandelions. Others are more sensitive like orchids. They require the right conditions, but when they find them, they grow in extraordinary ways. If you feel overwhelmed by constant input, it doesn't mean you're fragile. It might mean you're more perceptive, more responsive, more aware of what affects you. And in the right environment, that becomes a strength. So if you've ever felt the urge to delete everything and disappear for a while, don't rush to label it as running away. Look at it more carefully. It might be growth. It might be your mind asking for space, for silence, for something more real. And sometimes the most powerful move you can make is the one no one sees. Because understanding the world doesn't start with watching it, it starts with understanding yourself.